Tutorial speaking, this is the review of the 1 to 72nd scale Kyushu J7W1 18 Shi Interceptor Fighter Shinden from Hasegawa Hobby Kits. This is a intercept fighter from the Japanese Navy, as you can see in the front here. This is the box that I showed off during both unboxings, both the silent unboxing and the one where I kind of explained the layout of the parts. It's been a few months since that, but as of now I have finished this kit and I am ready to show you guys what it's like and give you my opinion and what things you can avoid to make yours look a lot better. So let's bring it in. So here it is. That's one of the points I will get to actually. So, as I said, this is a 1 to 72nd scale kit. This is a very unusual looking fighter, which is why I really liked the design actually, and why I chose to build it. If you remember from the unboxing, everything was gray or a clear color, and now it has all been painted. This has been fully airbrushed using acrylics. The green was a mix of Craft Smart acrylic paint. It is grass green with a bit of black or a bit of white. Maybe a bit of the white, maybe even a bit of gray in there. It was a big, not mess, but it was me trying to match the color up as close as possible to the required paint from the manual. Like we went over, that had to be the Ija Nakajima, which is an H36. You can see that I also painted the yellow. That was a mixture of probably this bright yellow that you see here and this orange. And that is over on the tips of the wings and on the tips of the propeller blades. Under you can see this nice light blue, which I actually had to redo once because it came out like too vibrant. It didn't look neutral enough for the sky. So that was really one of the more difficult colors to try and match. And I used turquoise, probably some gray in there, and some white to line it up. This is a glue together kit. It has some small snap components, but it is not going to hold together unless you use something like plastic cement. That is intentional. I did not want to attach that just because I thought that would snap anyway. This whole kit, or parts of it at least, were primed using this this premium Mission Models primer in white. There's an acrylic primer, and some of it was I tried to do a pin wash using this Vallejo model wash for gray and dark vehicles. This is a dark gray, and over the whole thing I used a Vallejo gloss varnish, which is a acrylic resin. And after the decals and the wash, I put on this matte varnish from Vallejo also. So that's all the paints I used to airbrush. Now I guess let's look at the kit and talk about the pitfalls. So as you can see right now, it is falling onto its back wheels. And that is because there is a step where they tell you to put in a weight, a 1 gram like ballast, I guess, or a weight, and I chose to ignore that. So because of that 1 gram difference, apparently, it now has some trouble standing straight. Next, you do need to look out for some parts. They are very thin, very frail. One of them would have been the pitot tube, I think it's called, which I think was attached on this side, but it is gone. That's because it broke and I lost it. And then also, if you look really closely at the, let's see, at the guns, you can see, you might be able to tell that there's guns on one side, but not the other. And that's because I lost the guns to that other side. So you just gotta be extremely careful with those. I was able to keep that part attached. Oh, there are also two small protrusions, one right here, one back here. I guess that's where the flight control cord or something like that was. You can see an example of it actually on the box. And that just fell off and I just could not get back on. You can see it right there. So when you're dealing with this model kit, be very careful with those frail parts. Watch out what you do. As you're putting it together, a couple other notes. These had to be glued. These vertical stabilizers had to be glued separately onto this wing assembly. So you kind of want to make sure they are as straight as possible. Let's see, any other things of note? You know, as typical with these models, you want to make sure it's a flat wheelbase. You can see that this one's a little lopsided over here on the left side. Maybe being a little overly critical, but these are all tips that I think can help you go a long way in your model. Another aspect is the decals. A lot of decals were very nice. They were very thin, actually. So much so that I had a problem with one of them almost tearing on me. I can't remember which one, but it was one of these big red dots that I had a little bit of trouble. But then these red markers gave me a lot of trouble. I tried putting, after a lot of the coats, I finally got myself a bottle of Microsol from Microscale Industries and tried putting 2 or 3 layers of it, and it just did not come down. And you do want to watch out. There are these decals on the back of these vertical stabilizers that are very close to the edge. Oh, including these ones actually too. That you don't, in order to get them accurately the way it is on the model, they have to be extremely close to the edge and maybe even overhang. But here you can see the top, I guess, profile of this awesome looking intercept fighter. I'm actually pretty happy with this overall. Even though I have been, as I said, nitpicking myself, I know it is in a place where I can get better. Other than that, I'm trying to think of any other tips or any comments I have about the build. I really like these wheel struts, actually. They were very convenient, and the way they attach was very solid. You do want to be careful with these small wheels. They do tend to bend rather easily. And, you know, if you can help gloss up that, you know, that dome or the canopy, that can go a long way for your model too. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of like small parts like these right there. These little flaps are not exactly even on mine, but it all comes together pretty easily and pretty conveniently. Even though there was some warping on mine, it didn't seem to affect too much when it all came together in the end, which I'm pretty happy with. And now for a quick size comparison. Here I'm going to, so you can see the length of the fighter and have a frame of reference about how big this fighter is. Here is a 1:144 scale high grade Universal Century Zeta 2 or Z2 that I've with a custom color scheme. So at the head height, this is an 18 an 18-meter mobile suit. So, you know, your standard high-grade Gundam, it is about the same height, but it does have a bit of a wider wingspan, and these are both on the ground, so you can see that it goes over. So I hope that gives you kind of a sense of how big this will be in your collection, and see what kind of envelope you need to have on your desk or on your workspace to show off this really awesome model. Overall, I'm really happy that I was able to get this model kit and, you know, keep it with me. Get this model kit, keep it with me, and finally get a chance to build it. It is now going to be sitting actually in my cubicle at my workplace, where hopefully a lot of my other models will come with me, so I can show people, or, you know, something to remind myself of that there's life outside of work. If you have any questions about this kit, or, you know, techniques seen in this video, please don't hesitate to comment. I enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoyed any constructive criticism you have about the model kit, or, you know, these new videos. I'm gonna be trying to do things a little bit better now, from now on. But as we keep going, I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and keep building, my friend.